This is one of the few places
That
I
looks
haven't
fine.
said that.
Oh, okay. I haven't said that. That's true. Jerry Springer, you definitely did. That's much better. Okay.
So you understand what we're trying to do? Yeah. So you want to be.
Thanks, Charles. Like, even if it's more, yeah. Mommy doesn't mind in a tight shot. Yeah, even if it's, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I just decided we can't talk about the vibrator and show Tori. It's a bit.
It becomes an R-rated movie.
Yeah, we can't.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Turn the show into porn over
Wait,
there.
that's hilarious.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Better.
3, 2,
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, December 10th. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay, and I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. Another historic day in Washington as House Democrats announced 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump. Take a look.
The House Committee on the Judiciary is introducing 2 articles of impeachment charging the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, with committing high crimes and misdemeanors. The first article is for abuse of power. President Trump engaged in unprecedented, categorical, and indiscriminate defiance of the impeachment inquiry. This gives rise to the second article of impeachment for obstruction of Congress.
So, what do you guys think about the articles of impeachment? Big day.
Well, I'm interested because the articles that were introduced were abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. And I would really have loved to see them say it was bribery. That's what this whole thing was based on, quid pro quo. And then we're saying abuse of power, which is not the exact charge that we've been charging President Trump up with. So I just think that it's interesting that there's no Republican support whatsoever. There's even moderate Democrats like Representative from Michigan, Brenda Lawrence, saying she's going with her constituents. She's not going to go and say Trump needs to be impeached. So I don't really know where this is going to bring us as far as moving forward in this impeachment.
Al?
I think it takes a lot of courage for a lot of Democrats that are in Trump districts to go for this, because it means that you're going with your conscience. It means that you believe so strongly in this, you know that it can hurt you politically and hurt you career-wise, but you feel like, and a lot of people say, we talk about it all the time, I think it's going to happen with us in terms of how we look at school shootings, when we look back at our lives. I think you're going to have to answer, because there's a point where we're all going to check out of here. Yeah. And when you're 90 and you're sitting on a porch in a rocking chair, you want to be like, how did I handle that when I had the chance? No more shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I think that they're looking at that now and they're saying, this is how I want to handle it.
But I'm just curious, is this the battle they want to fight, right? You're in Congress to try to change the lives of your constituents, and so you're fighting this impeachment battle that nobody wants you to. But you're also so you can no longer change any lives moving forward if you get kicked out of that seat.
But you're also supposed to be cleaning up democracy, right? And your checks and balances, that's your main purpose. And if you don't do that, then we allow anything to happen.
I want to ask Lindsay, do you think this, like just you personally, if this is your call, would you move forward with this? Have you seen, because I know you cover this and you've seen all the evidence, do you think this is enough, or do you think this is a witch hunt? Like, honestly, how do you feel? I'm curious.
I really don't think it's enough, because we've seen a very partisan trial go on, right? From the beginning, when they said Schiff might have had connection with the whistleblower, to the law professors that just came in last week that were on record saying that they didn't like Trump. I think there's too many holes in the story to make this stick as far as constituents who have to answer in these Trump districts and say they want to move forward. So if I was one of them, I wouldn't move forward.
Okay, and I'll end on this, though, and I'll ask you quick and you can comment. The quid pro quo, get rid of the politics, get rid of the partisan people, because it's all going to be a lot of noise. The quid pro quo of, I won't give you, Ukraine, the money we gave you, appropriated to you, until you give me an announcement that you're investigating Biden. Would that, to you, reach impeachment levels?
I think that Ukraine got the money that they asked for, and so I don't think that Trump should be impeached.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk to the viewers. Tell me what you guys think.
Brandon, be quiet.
He's talking so much.
I'm
Talk about a talker.
I mean, you guys.
Oh my God, I couldn't shut up.
You guys, CNN and Fox, you're saying everything.
Good, that's true. You just sit there looking fantastic. All right, it's that time again when the Time magazine is picking its Person of the Year, and they've just released the 5 names on the short list.
Is it Al?
It's not Al. It's never gonna be Al. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi as a central figure in the impeachment proceedings. Speaking of which, President Trump is on the list for the 4th year in a row. Remember, he did take the title in 2016. Next is the whistleblower, the anonymous CIA officer who sparked the entire impeachment inquiry. And finally, 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg is also up for Person of the Year. Finally, the Hong Kong protesters. So who do you think should be Time's Person of the Year? I want to go straight around the horn here and just talk about who you think. Let's start with Brandon, because he was so talkative.
It should be the whistleblower.
You like the whistleblower?
And at first I was like, why? Why would the whistleblower be the Time's most influential person of the year? But back in 2010, remember, they gave it to a group of whistleblowers who brought awareness when it came to the accounting scandals with Enron and WorldCom. Also, the mishandling of information by the FBI for the 9/11. So where we are right now and what you all continue to talk about about and what we lead with this show with, 4 times out of 5 out of the week, it should be the whistleblower.
Okay.
Because we're here and we're in a historic moment when it comes to American politics.
You're all with whistleblower.
Yeah.
Lindsay, who do you hit?
Out of that list, I think I would pick Greta Thunberg because she's so young, right, and making such an impact. I think that's really impressive for a young woman like her.
16-year-old.
But if it was my choice, I would say DBL host.
Yeah. Al, who would you say?
I got a dark horse in this race. Not on the list. I'm going with Mina Chan.
Dude.
Yes. She lost her job by saying she was on the cover of Time.
Oh my
Let's put her on the cover of Time, proving that if you put something in the universe, it comes back to you.
There we go.
She lied. She totally lied.
Not if it comes out.
All right, fine.
It was a pre-lie.
I'm with you, by the way,
Post-truth.
with Greta Thunberg. She single-handedly changed a global conversation as a 16-year-old.
But Al and I had an interesting conversation earlier saying that maybe it should be half Pelosi, half Trump.
I don't mind that.
Since the country is so divided, maybe that would be an interesting cover.
Brilliant.
Right.
Wow, you guys are
Al should work for Time.
Wow.
There we go. Hire me,
He's
Time.
fine
I got
here.
extra time.
You're fine. All right. When does a toxic workplace become just too much to bear? So let me tell you this story. The CEO of Away, a luggage startup company, has now stepped down. This follows a report by
Did
The
he pack his
Verge.
bags?
Good one. It's a woman. Detailing how Steph Corey oversaw a toxic and cutthroat work culture with grueling hours and a ban on paid time off. Now, she has since apologized, but this has us asking, is toxic workplace culture a thing of the past? And I go back to like that movie 9 to 5 when they're chasing the secretaries to smack their butt. I'm like, that would fly in the 70s, maybe the 80s, going all the way into the 90s and 2000s. Does it fly in 2019?
In my mind, I always thought because I was getting older is the reason why I got out of toxic workplaces, because I wouldn't accept certain things. But the more I understand it, it just might be that it's not acceptable seeing this CEO get fired, right?
Within 4 days of the article.
Right, and some people lead with fear, and I know a lot of bosses lead with fear, and so that seemed like it was her tactic, where it's hot or cold, you don't know how she's going to behave based on how her day went outside of work, which is no way to lead, I think, a group of people.
Yeah, you can be the smartest person and you can start a company, but I don't think a lot of people understand that leadership is a quality that not everyone has. And you look at the toxic culture when we talk about corporate, I look at it from the football standpoint, the sports world, where you're seeing a lot of these coaches, the Bobby Knights, the DJ Durkins from University of Maryland that my father used to coach for, out of there because all that up in your face cursing and berating you and belittling
Throwing
you,
the chairs. Right.
that's not going to make me play for you. And these days and age, these kids are going to punch you in the face. So I think about it as a thing where it's like you want these kids. I think of my old football coach at the University of Massachusetts, Don Brown, when he would challenge us, he would set the rules, allow you to be yourself, but as long as you're adhering to the rules, because it's a team situation. So I look at that, and a lot of corporate people are going to have to start learning how to relate to their employees, because nowadays you want
I'm going to
production.
defend the CEO on this one. I know that's going to be weird, but I'll just say this, and I think it takes, almost to your point, Brandon, it takes a certain kind of DNA, a certain kind of makeup to rise to the point of CEO, especially as a woman. You have to put in extra hours. You have to be willing to do what the other human beings won't, and then do twice as much as that.
Yeah.
So then you achieve your dreams. You are now the CEO. You have acquired all this information. The only way that you know how to do this is by working on Saturdays, by coming in Christmas morning,
Yeah, but she
by
did
doing
other
all
things.
that. And so I'm just saying that type of MO.
Yeah,
now, obviously, her inappropriate.
Because she talked about LGBTQ and how
Right, that's
crazy.
out of bounds. But I'm saying when you start talking about people pushing their employees too hard, I think that's how they push themselves, and that's how they got there. And it's hard for them to understand somebody saying, hey, I want to take a Friday off and go to the baseball game with my kid. They're
Well,
like,
I think self-management and family care is now the trendy thing in 2019, and people see more productivity because of that.
I think people coming up now, but the people that are in place that started as interns in 1996 or whatever, I think I think it's a different breed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, let us know, guys. We're looking at your Facebook and, of course, your YouTube comments. Stephen George says all of Bobby Knight's players graduated, and he still has one of the best winning records as a coach. Yes, but was his reputation intact?
Bobby Knight would get destroyed right now by one of his players if he pulled that mess.
I agree.
So
it was
this
absolutely
is 2019.
abusive. I agree with
Graduate is great, but he was also verbally abusive.
I completely, and sometimes physically. You're absolutely right. Well, employees at a real estate company, St. John's Properties, let me work there. Oh my gosh, got a surprise of a lifetime. The company handed out $10 million in bonuses this year, meaning that the average employee is getting $50,000. Some are getting as much as $250,000. $150,000. By the looks on their faces, the employees were very happy, with some talking about paying off mortgages, sending their kids to college, or taking that dream vacation. Now, I think this is a laundering scheme. I'm kidding. I think it's wonderful. They based it on the tenure of how long you were there, and if they reached a certain milestones. The goal was a 20 million square foot office, and once they got that, they knew we're giving this away because it makes for a more productive workforce.
I got back to my desk yesterday, and I saw our executive producer, Bert DeBrow, had given me a gift certificate for a 90-minute massage, and not the Robert Kraft type massage, a real massage. So if I would have opened up, it would have been $50K. Man.
Start crying, right? You start crying.
How many people probably turned in their resignation like 2 weeks before that party? Like, yeah, I'm out of here, and then they didn't realize.
It's like Steven from accounting just left.
I'm going to start my own startup.
And it's interesting, these people actually outdid Oprah. On her 10-year anniversary of O Magazine, she gave every employee 10 grand. So this is 50 grand. So they can say we outdid Oprah with the gifts.
Everyone can take a breath in a way that I don't think, like, just watch this. Like, I think they're like in
I would be that lady.
Like, look, this is my favorite woman. Look at her. She can't breathe.
It can change your life.
It can change your life.
To the roulette table.
It can change your life. Well, good on you, St. John's
Tegna, you've been put on notice.
No, don't say that. We love you, Tegna.
No, only from him.
Yeah, only him. Be Lund. All right, we have to give a big DBL shout out. Oh, I love this story to Megan Rapinoe. Sorry, she is Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year. She led the U.S. women's national soccer team to the World Cup title this summer and is a very vocal social activist and advocate for women's rights as well as equal pay. I did a little digging if we could get the cover back up. She is wearing Valentino from 2019, Valentino, just the cover if we can get it when you guys can. And it's two people kissing, and it's supposed to represent hardness and love because they're in sculpture, but also you love who you love, and that sledgehammer of I'm taking down the patriarchy.
Hashtag more than an athlete. She's one of the best players on the field, but she's also a huge advocate for social injustice, women's fair rights, equal pay. So hashtag more
Brandon,
than an athlete.
what can't be lost in what you're saying is that she didn't need to be. She could have, and it would have been well within her rights to make the victory lap, get the ticker tape parade, get whatever advertisements come from that, and keep it moving. With the stand she took, you automatically know half the country, half the world is going to have beef with you. So I really respect what she did.
Do this real quick. Do her. This is her celebration.
Oh, when she goes, let's all do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Al participated.
I didn't know we were doing. I won't do it next time.
DBL's coming up. We're talking with the star of the Discovery Channel show that pits man against bear. It's a reality show with a wild new twist you've never seen before. And yes, we do interview the bear. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. A new online poll shows Hillary Clinton as the front runner to beat President Trump. But she's not even running. Should she be? Your comments coming up next.
Hi DBL Nation, that was a beautiful video montage of pastries. Happy National Pastry Day. Please write in and let me know your favorite pastry. We'd love to hear that today. But I want to go to the desk and continue talking about those bonuses. Let's continue talking about the bonuses because those kind of feel-good stories always make us happy. Really good stories.
So I looked into it and are we out?
No, we're good.
Okay, Leo just stepped off the way. I looked into it and the profits was, I think, about $1 to $3 billion for this whole company.
Wow.
So they had and there was enough money for them to, it was important enough to give it up. I mean, that's crazy.
Some people would put that in the CEO salary. Instead,
$1 million.
they gave it to the
I don't know
employees.
if we reported this, but some people got up to $250,000. I think you might have mentioned that.
Yeah, the tenured people.
Wow, like, can you imagine?
That makes me think, how much did they make this company? Because if we're going to give you this bonus.
That's what Tori was just saying.
That's what you
But
said.
thanks for listening.
Also, they didn't.
$1.5 to $3 billion.
They still didn't have to do it.
A lot of money.
They still didn't have to do it.
They still didn't have to do it.
I mean, if you think about it, the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was about him not getting his Christmas present. Because
And I
people
wanna-
do
that's
depend
true.
on that.
People depend on that.
I have to give a
especially if you're getting
shout
that
out.
every year. You depend on that.
You do.
Would you rather the money or they give you some sort of equity in the
money,
company?
the money.
You want the money,
We
right?
all
Some people need that money right
Right,
then.
yeah.
Especially around the holidays. Think about that.
50K?
Some people
Yeah.
can't even afford to buy their kids Christmas presents. That could change someone's life.
I never
Yeah.
felt like what it felt to get a bonus. We don't get that in this industry.
Talk to Tegna.
Maybe y'all do.
Talk to Tegna.
Can I get a Christmas bonus?
No, I don't know if I've ever gotten a bonus.
Yeah, I never. My friends who work in finance start their first job out of school bonus.
Yeah.
My bonus for Salt and Straw was more ice cream.
I got
All right, guys, let us know if you get a bonus and if you rely on that every year. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.
Oh, when you hit a certain.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for fifth host, and an unlikely candidate is the Democratic frontrunner for the 2020 presidential race.
Is it Al?
It's not Al. According to a
Never
new
Al.
poll, Hillary Clinton, Rodham Clinton, is leading with a 21% vote. Although she's not running, she's followed closely by former Vice President Joe Biden. Here's what she recently said. Take a listen and think politically, okay? On the Graham Norton Show.
I especially have been deluged in, the last few weeks with thinking about doing that. But right now, I'm not at all, planning that. I'd have to make up my mind really quickly because it's moving very fast. But I do want to continue to influence the debate.
Ladies and gents, that was not a no. If you speak DC, Tori does, that was not a no. So DBL Nation, should Hillary Clinton enter the 2020 race?
Okay, let's start with Kathy from Facebook. She said she would be great, but the drama and lies surrounding her would be too much to deal with. Listen, I'm going to defer to my friend Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold.
I love that song.
Know when to walk away. This ain't it. Please, the pool's already stuffed. Nobody wants another candidate in there. Just please, no.
Kenny Rogers is your friend?
No.
Okay, all right.
In my head.
You know Kenny Rogers?
Check that name up.
All right, Shar from Facebook says she should be in prison, not running for office. Yeah, hot sauce Hillary. I don't think that she should be thrown into this already, like Lindsay said, already full Democratic campaign. But if you said Michelle Obama, just maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I think she'd run
would
away
never
with
run.
it. No, why would she?
She
She's
would
living
never
her best. She's
run.
hanging out with George Clooney, his wife.
She's cool.
Come on.
She's fine. Yeah.
Sylvia from Facebook says she was voted to be the president by the people and already, but was robbed by the crook that is now in office. I say yes. Sylvia, to your point, she did win the popular vote by 3 million votes, and it still didn't matter. So, I mean, why would she get into it now? I don't know, but I think she's kind of seeing that now she might be able to kind of be herself, and maybe running for office might actually be fun because she can just be honest and doesn't have to be robotic Hillary that she had to be last time. So
Interesting.
Maybe. I hate to be that on the fence, but that was not a no. It's like when a coach is up for a job and they know they're going to leave for more money in a bigger school, but they're like,
I love
right
the
now
school.
I'm really happy with Tinyville State. We're happy. I don't care about Notre Dame right now. It's like, yes, you do. Stop
And
it.
Tori noted this. It's never too late to jump in.
Never,
I was
ever,
questioning
ever.
that earlier, but
To the
Never,
already
ever.
stuffed pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Fred from Facebook says, no, let's move on. It's sad if this is the strongest choice out there. Look, I will be 100% honest with you. I found Hillary very robotic, but I do think she's incredibly qualified. Secretary of State, she led beautifully. She led with almost no scandals whatsoever and no abuses of power. For the Benghazi situation, she went 12 hours in and got testified, and everyone found that there was nothing there. So here's the deal. It might be a stuffed pool, but that pool might be filled with people not qualified to rise to the top. And if her name recognition and her coming out to be herself, like she's on the Graham Norton Show, what are you doing there? And the Howard Stern Show, what are you doing there? That's called campaigning.
Oh, interesting.
That's how I feel. Well,
go, Tori.
tell me what you think. Coming up on DBL, we're getting the lowdown on the exciting new reality show, Man versus Bear. And yes, we talked to the bear. That's coming up next.
Finding dinner.
would be remiss if we didn't do a shout out to one Shirley Taft. It was your birthday yesterday. I can't believe you didn't let me know. I love SDT. We've been buddies since the beginning. Happy birthday, Shirley.
Happy birthday, Shirley.
She's been a total OG viewer.
Yes.
We love you, Shirley.
She's day one.
She is day one. Now listen, BH Brady says in South Carolina, we all got a check for $50 from the state because of the mega lottery winner that won, but took all year to claim it. So they split the interest for all of South Carolina. Taxpayers. It was a really nice surprise.
Wow.
I'll take that. Is
Way
there
to
one
go.
in Colorado?
Yeah. I want some of that revenue.
Right?
Revenue.
Random money. I always think of random money as the best kind of money. When you're like, random check. Yeah, I yeah, it's like you won, but you really should not think like that. You should use it wisely. But I always feel like I want something.
So I just want to let you know, usually when you see someone doing a tour, press tour, there's a book, there's a
But she
speech,
has the
there's
book
an
out?
opening. Yeah, there's a book out.
But it's not even about her.
And it's with her and Chelsea, and they already did a book tour. I was there. But my question is, why all these places where you can showcase? Howard Stern and Graham Norton are known for two things: wild interviews, where you can just be yourself. That's a good campaign marketing campaign.
It's not a no. It's not a no.
Here we go. 10 seconds.
Welcome back to DBL. You've seen Man vs. Wild. You've seen Man vs. Food. But now Discovery Channel has a new challenge for humankind: Man vs. Bear. And I caught up with the show's host, Casey Anderson, and a very special guest to learn more. Check it out. Casey, I have to welcome you to Daily Blast Live. Now, here at DBL, we're used to talking about the elephant in the room. Right now, I have to address the bear in the room. You're hanging out with that big old bear right now. Brother, that can't be safe.
Well, I tell you what, it's safer than you think. 10-month-old grizzly bear, he's just having fun. He's just wrestling around, playing with me like I'm one of his siblings, another cub, except for I don't have this thick coat and that big, thick hide like he does. So it can hurt a little bit once in a while, but it's part of just hanging out with these bears and giving him everything that he needs, and part of it is play.
Yeah, I'm glad he's looking at you like a sibling and not a chew toy. So what's the bear's name?
This is Max. He's a 10-month-old grizzly that we've rescued. He was orphaned in the wild.
We've seen Man vs. Wild. We've seen Man vs. Food. But why Man vs. Bear? Doesn't the bear always win?
Now, for the first time in history, humans will enter the grizzlies' own turf in Bear Mountain, Utah.
See what you got, boy!
To take them on in a competition unlike anything that's ever been seen before.
That's what makes it different and awesome. The bear always wins. In fact, the competitions are designed around a bear's natural behavior, things they'll be doing out in the wild. And also, we've designed these competitions so the bears are having fun. They win every time. It's all about which human loses the least really kind of wins. You know, this animal is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it more than just powerful and fast and all these things that are obvious, but intelligent and emotional. You watch them reason and strategize, and then you see their personality shine. So it's a edutaining way of allowing these bears to just be who they are and letting the world be part of witnessing that.
Last but not least, the last question. You're an advocate for wildlife, and how are the bears treated during filming?
They're treated awesome. In fact, that's #1 rule. Making sure these bears are healthy and happy throughout the entire shoot of this entire series. You'll see happy bears, having fun, winning every time.
I can't wait to watch Man vs. Bear, and I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy day for joining Daily Blast Live.
Thanks for having me on, and the great question, by the way.
I've got a new show idea. DBL co-host Lindsey Granger versus Bear. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Welcome back to Beauty Blast, y'all. I'm Jeray Banks, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and start this off right from the top. I want to go ahead and make sure that you guys know about the beauty assault you are making to the world, okay? Why are you not wearing blush? It's a real question. Why are we not wearing blush anymore, guys? Yes, this is the question of the day, and I have an answer for you as well. Now, so many of the times as a professional makeup artist, I go through life and I don't judge people. I just simply see people's faces and I think to myself, that's a beautiful face. That's a good face. She didn't try it. It's cool though, so that's none of my business. However, one thing that I see a lot of the times is women or men who do not utilize blush or bronzer. It's insane to me. Now, the reason why I get So many of us are afraid of looking like we're about to go to our little sister's church resuscitation, honey, looking like we're about to go see the Revivery and having that big old wine blush on our cheeks, or hot pink if you may for some folks. I understand. It can be really damaging to your dreams, to your whole lifestyle, and it can really put a damper on how you do your makeup in general. But that does not mean you can put the blush down, honey. It means that we need to utilize the blush in a different way. Now, my favorite way to apply blush is from the back to the front, honey. Yes, I said it like that, from the back to the front. Hey! But with that being said, this is going to help to make sure that you don't have a lot of heavy pigment directly on your cheeks and that you're not looking like a clown or like you got animal crackers in your soup, honey. Now, at the same time, you can always utilize a blush highlight. This is going to be something that has a little bit more of an illuminating factor, kind of like Orgasm or Dolce Vita from NARS, or even from like a Warm Soul from MAC Cosmetics. It's more of a mineralized blush. You don't have to use a super matte one just to get a little color on your cheeks. Now remember, it's kind of like having a Neapolitan ice cream on your cheekbones. You want a little bronzer here, a little blush here, and a little highlighter. I call it the icing, but a little highlighter just to drizzle on top of everything to keep it looking cute. Now, for more Beauty Blast questions and for more Beauty Blast Police videos, make sure that you're watching right here at Daily Blast Live, and write me or follow me at Jeray for the Slay on all social media platforms. Now, we'll talk to you guys next time.
There's a popular new fad diet that could actually work, so let's connect the dots. If you have been anywhere on social media lately, you've probably seen people talking about intermittent fasting. Basically, it's when you limit all your eating to a 10-hour window. In a small new study at the Salk Institute, researchers tested intermittent fasting on a group of subjects who were pre-diabetic, which means that their weight, their blood pressure, and cholesterol were such that they were one step away from developing type 2 diabetes. After 12 weeks on intermittent fasting, the subjects lost on average 3% of their body weight. Their blood pressure fell, and their cholesterol numbers improved. A great sign that this fad might actually be a real thing. But keep in mind, this study was very small, and there was no control group, which means a much larger and controlled study still needs to be done.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. And also, happy birthday to Shirley D. Taft, a viewer that's watched since day one. It was her birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Shirley. I love ya. Go ahead, Al. I'm sorry.
All right, we have a comment. Dave says, wow, the interview with the guy and the bear was intense.
Yeah, my interviewing skills are really good. Thank you.
It was really good. I mean, I was really locked into that.
It was a
more of that.
6 out of 10.
We'll go with that one. All right, be good to each other. You know what battle he's facing.
6 is a high number.
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.